Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Aurora, there lived a young man named Aarav. Aarav was ambitious, hardworking, and deeply determined to make a mark in life. However, there was one trait that often held him back: his constant need to prove himself to others. Whether it was his parents, friends, or colleagues, Aarav sought validation from everyone around him. Aarav worked as a junior architect in a prestigious firm. One day, his company announced a high-stakes competition. The employee who designed the best eco-friendly housing project would receive a promotion and recognition from the CEO himself. Aarav saw this as the perfect opportunity to prove his worth. For weeks, Aarav worked tirelessly. He stayed up late, skipping meals and losing sleep. He didn't share ideas with his team, fearing they might steal them. Instead, he worked in isolation, his mind consumed by thoughts of how he could impress his boss and colleagues. Finally, the day of the presentation arrived. Aarav stood in the conference room, his nerves tingling with excitement and anxiety. His design was good, excellent, in fact, but as he presented, he noticed something strange. Instead of speaking passionately about his ideas, he was focusing on how the audience would react. Was his boss impressed? Did his colleagues look envious? His speech lacked authenticity because his goal wasn't about solving a problem or creating value. It was about proving he was the best. The winner was announced the next day, and to Aarav's shock, it wasn't him. The award went to Mira, a soft-spoken and collaborative colleague who had focused on creating a design that genuinely addressed the community's needs. Aarav was devastated. His self-worth crumbled. A turning point. That evening, Aarav visited his grandfather, who had always been his source of wisdom. Aarav poured out his frustrations, saying, "I worked harder than anyone else. I put my heart and soul into that project. Why wasn't it enough?" His grandfather listened patiently and then said, "Aarav, tell me something. Why did you take on this project? Was it to make a difference or to prove that you are better than others?" Aarav hesitated. Deep down, he knew the answer. "I wanted to show everyone I'm the best," he admitted. Grandfather smiled gently. "Let me tell you a story," he said. In a dense forest, there grew a towering oak tree and a humble bamboo plant. The oak was strong and proud, constantly boasting about its height and strength. The bamboo, on the other hand, remained quiet, focusing on growing its roots deeper into the soil. One day, a fierce storm hit the forest. The mighty oak tree stood tall, trying to resist the wind, while the bamboo bent gracefully, letting the storm pass. When the storm was over, the oak had fallen, uprooted by its own pride. The bamboo, with its deep roots, remained standing. The oak focused on proving its strength to others, while the bamboo focused on improving itself, building resilience. And in the end, it was the bamboo that survived. The shift in Aarav's mindset. Aarav was silent for a long time. His grandfather's words echoed in his mind. He realized that his need for external validation had distracted him from the true purpose of his work. The next day, Aarav returned to the office with a new mindset. He approached Mira, congratulated her sincerely, and asked if she could share her thought process behind her winning design. To his surprise, Mira was more than happy to explain. "I didn't think about the competition much," she said. "I just focused on creating a solution that would genuinely help people." Over the next few months, Aarav shifted his approach. Instead of competing with his colleagues, he collaborated with them. He took feedback openly, not as criticism, but as an opportunity to learn. Aarav began reading books, attending workshops, and improving his skills, not to impress others, but to become better for himself. He also started practicing mindfulness and journaling. Each evening, he would reflect on his progress and set small, meaningful goals for the next day. Gradually, he noticed a transformation in himself. His work became more creative and impactful, and his relationships with his colleagues improved as well. 6 months later, Aarav was assigned to lead a new project. This time, he worked with a team, encouraging open discussions and brainstorming sessions. He focused on creating something meaningful rather than worrying about what others thought. The project was a massive success, and Aarav's efforts were recognized across the company. One day, during the celebration, his boss said, "Aarav, your growth in the past few months has been remarkable. What changed?" Aarav smiled and replied, "I stopped trying to prove myself to others and started focusing on improving myself instead." His boss nodded. "That's the mindset of a true leader," he said. "It's not about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday." Aarav's new purpose. Inspired by his own journey, Aarav began mentoring junior employees in the company. He shared his experiences and encouraged them to focus on personal growth rather than external validation. He often told them, "The moment you stop trying to prove yourself to others, you free up the energy to truly excel." His advice started creating a ripple effect. The workplace culture shifted from one of competition to one of collaboration. Employees supported each other, shared ideas, and celebrated collective success. The firm grew stronger, not because of individual brilliance, but because of a shared commitment to improvement. The lesson. Aarav's journey teaches us an important lesson. Life isn't a race to gain approval or outshine others. True success comes from within. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the results will speak louder than any words of validation. So, the next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, pause and ask, "Am I doing this to impress others, or am I doing this to improve myself?" Like Aarav, choose the path of self-improvement. It's a quieter journey, but it leads to a stronger, more fulfilling destination.